I am bringing you along with me today as I make my Sunday lunch. So in this bowl, we have, I think, about maybe 2.5 pounds of goat. As you can see, it has been seasoned with my trusty green seasoning, and I've had it in the fridge now for over a week. So I just defrosted it, and I have it in this bowl. And this is a curry powder of choice that I am using. So I'm going to add some of that to the meat. Then I have 2 little pieces of ginger that I found in my fridge. So I'm going to add this. I have just 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to use maybe a quarter of this onion. And then I have a bell pepper. I might use about half of this. So I added some curry powder, and as you can see, I added my garlic, my pepper, and my onion. So I kept the pieces really large. I added some oil to my pot, and as you can see, I added some curry powder. So I'm going to let this go for a bit. So I'm just going to leave this, cover it, and leave it for a few minutes. And for our sides, I think I'm just going to stew some of this green pigeon peas. I have 2 plantains, so I'm going to fry those. And then I just have 2 cups of parboiled rice that has already been washed. So I'm just going to cook this now. This is what it looks like. About 10 minutes. I did not touch it. This is how much water it released. So I just added some water in the bowl that it was seasoned in, and I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to add some more. And because I am not using a pressure cooker, I am just going to cover it and let it do its thing until the meat is. I added enough water just to cover the meat. I'm going to add my ginger, and I have 5 cloves of garlic. So I'm just going to cover it, let it do its thing, and then I'll check it occasionally. As another side, I'm going to be using some vegetables that are in my fridge that I need to use up. So I have just a few Brussels sprouts. I have a little bit of broccoli. I'm going to chop up some cabbage, and then carrots as well. So we have our pan with our olive oil, and I'm just going to add my vegetables. And just extract the broccoli. And I'm going to cover it and let it cook. My vegetables have been going halfway through. I took out my broccoli because I don't want them to be soft. I don't want my vegetables to be too soft. So I think this is fine for me. It still has just a little bit of liquid in it. So I'm just going to leave that to dry out. And once that dries out, then it's going to be done. So for my seasoning, I'm seasoning it at the end. So for my seasoning, I'm using this. I just have a little bit of this left. So it has garlic, salt, black pepper, and chili pepper. Then I'm just going to do some of the usual, my onion powder, my garlic powder, and I think I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley. And I'm going to add my broccoli back to the pan. So that's my broccoli. Yep, and my vegetables are pretty much done because as you can see, there is no liquid in it, so I'm just going to turn it off now. And our rice is over here cooking away. So it still has a bit of liquid in it, but it's looking good. And this is our meat 30 minutes in. It has been bubbling away. So we're just going to cover it and leave it. I made this kale salad a few weeks ago and I have been loving it since then. So I have some kale that I need to use up, so I am just going to make it again. I'm just taking them off of the stem. And then I'm just breaking it into smaller pieces. I bought some more kale to make this salad, so I'm just going to add that to it as well. These do not really have, I'm just going to go through and see if it has any of the stalks, because those things are annoying. So I'm just going to leave this so that all of the water can drain off. This is the kale salad that I made I think about 2 weeks ago, and I've been making it since then. So as I said earlier, my kale has been draining. This is the amount of water that came out of it. So we're just going to get rid of that water. And I'm going to transfer it to this bowl just to make it easier to work with. Then I'm just going to wash my hands, because I know a lot of people tend to shy away from kale because it's so rough. But what I do, I usually use either olive oil or like an oil of your choice, or you can even do it with the dressing, but I prefer to just add the dressing after. So of course, clean hands. I have half of a lemon. Let's get that seed. And then I just massage my kale. seed. And then I'm breaking it up. It literally reduced in size. So I just massage this, I break it up first. And this is what it looks like. So hands have been washed. I have literally one strip of bacon that was left over from breakfast, and if you can see on the inside I did like some cranberries and I diced them, so we're just going to add that to our salad. And to this salad I also add cucumber and carrots. So I've had this prepped in my fridge. I think I'm just going to use everything. And I also add avocado to this salad, but I don't have any, but with the avocado it's perfect. And this is the salad dressing that I'm using. So it's by Primal Kitchen, and it's the lemon turmeric vinaigrette. And I just drizzle some over. Then I just mix everything. Come back because I thought I had used all of my avocados, but I found 2 still in my fridge, so they were a little they're on their way out. So I just diced it and I'm just going to add this to it. Then of course, if you're not going to eat it right away, then you can just wait and add your avocado, but I'm just going to toss it a little, not too much because I don't want my avocado to turn into guacamole. So yep, that's it. So for our peas, as I showed you earlier, I'm using this can of green pigeon peas. I've drained it, and this is it in the bowl. I'm using this little piece of my bell pepper. I'm going to dice this. I have a piece of pumpkin. I'm going to dice this as well. Then this is just some parsley, so I'm going to chop this, add that to it as well. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of green seasoning because I'm not adding any onion by itself, so I'll just use a little bit of green seasoning. Then I have some coconut milk left over from a dish that I made, so I'm just going to add this as well. Let's get started on our peas. So we have our pot on the fire already. I have a teaspoon of our green seasoning. So this has been doing for about 2 minutes. I'm going to add my peas. And I'm going to add a little bit of water just to cover it. And I'm just going to do little of my salt and just some black pepper. And I'm going to add my coconut milk. I think this is enough. So I'm just leaving literally this little left, and I'm going to add some of my parsley. So about half of what I have in this bowl. And I'm going to let it boil. Because the peas is cooked, it does not have to stay that long, but I'm just going to let it simmer so that the pumpkin can cook, and of course the liquid can reduce. I'm just going to let this boil down just a little more. This is what it's looking like. And I added some more water to our goat, but this has been going on for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I also had some corn that I forgot about, so I am boiling some corn as well. Our plantain is now in. I have literally used every burner on my stove today. So the one time I decided to do my goat on just a slow and low, this thing has been on for 3.5 hours. Usually I just put it in my Instant Pot and it's done in like 25 minutes, but I decided to stick with it and it's practically done. And as you can see, I added a Scotch bonnet pepper, but I'm just going to finish it with some scallions, and I have some parsley at the bottom. This is what our final product looks like. It took us almost 4 hours. Thank you so much for spending my Sunday with me. Don't forget to leave me a comment below, subscribe, and to stay tuned for more videos.